Hey, buddy.
Buddy.
We were conversating too hard and realizing we weren't recording it, so
Yeah.
we had to start the recording.
I did groceries first and then came over here. And the whole time listening to the podcast, and listening to the podcasts that I listen to that are just bummer political podcasts, and trying to get out of that headspace before I came over here. And came in, and you got this amazing painting that we'll talk about in a bit. But first, I was like, where is she? Is she heavy? Is she beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about Kelly and I co-commissioning Tyrannosaurus Tex and have invested in remodeling. What was the right? Rejiggering.
I mean, you could say refurbishing, but it's just we're creating a new.
We're redoing that trophy.
Yeah, we're recreating the Fantasy Football League trophy.
Mega props to you. The original trophy was amazing.
I mean, I'm gonna hold on to that forever, like just in my heart. I mean, like I was very proud of that.
When we told Ashley we were going to decommission it, she was like, well, who's going to maintain custody of it? I was like, for sure, Kelly. It's your baby. But it was like coveted, beloved. I loved showing pictures of it to people. It's like, yeah, I'm in a fantasy league. Yeah, we got a trophy. Boom! And people would be like, whoa! But, I don't know, like you've been talking about redoing it for a couple of years. One out of, I think, creativity, but also
It was just getting old.
the
Like,
necessity. Yeah.
It's traveled the world at this point.
Mhm.
Like, it's been all over the country. It's been to fancy restaurants. I took it to Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon, and I had to... TSA didn't really know what to think of it, and I had to get inspected for it, and I was just, like, laughing the whole time, because I was like, yeah, of course this is going to ring or trigger some alarms, but,
Yeah.
I mean...
X-ray this is not full of weapons and bombs.
Just the other day, I was looking at the pictures of me with it at the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one picture of like me and it sitting on something, looking off into the Grand Canyon, and one of y'all took a picture from behind, and like we're just like sharing a moment. It's real nice. And,
Brian's like baby ultrasound photo next to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Presumably babies have been conceived in the sight of this thing.
yes. So it's very, very near and dear to my heart, but at the same time, it was starting to fall apart. It was the actual T-Rex, like its ankles were broken, its tail had broken 6 different times. Like it just wasn't gonna last forever, and we needed to make sure we had something that we could keep in good condition in perpetuity, and we also. We're getting really close to running out of space for new nameplates on the old trophy. So we had to upgrade to where there'd be more spaces, and now I think we have 18 years until we have to think about
Heck yeah.
doing another one, which I absolutely will do another one here in 14, 18 years, however many we have.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, we've invested good money in this one. Which that was the point we were talking about before Nathan realized that we weren't recording and we needed to record, so we hit record.
Yeah, because I do like to keep this podcast silly.
Yeah.
And I was about to say something silly. That I've been saying the Fiverr is a place you can go to online to outsource all kinds of jobs, but needed somebody to do the 3D design for this trophy that we're going to print and put on top of the base that you already also invested in.
Yeah.
And
Heavily custom made from like a special small trophy shop here in the States.
mm-hmm.
America. It's heavy as hell.
I know I told you I tried and failed once. I actually tried and failed twice with 2 different people. Didn't give them any money. And then the people that eventually took on the project were in Britain. And like I started out in like Taiwan and then another one somewhere else. And yeah, they're in Great Britain. And all these outfits have like tiers of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always like, oh, a simple printing thing. It's like $25. It's like, yeah, if we could get a 3D trophy for $25, that'd be great. This is a $300 to your project, but I think I told you it was $300.
Yeah, you did.
But then when you actually go to check out, they beat taxes. And like all the extra stuff. So it actually came out to like $386. And when it came out, like the file size is huge, and the whole time, like I was still thinking we could probably get this done by the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I was like kind of feeling under the gun, and anytime that there's that kind of pressure just from my past sales life, I'm like, am I being just dicked around? Is somebody like applying pressure? But they were never like rushing me at all either.
Yeah.
It was like me putting that on myself. But then when they were like, here's the, give us our money and then we'll give you the files. First they sent over, because you can send over like pictures ad infinitum. You can't 3D print pictures. So they were sending pictures, and I had sent them pictures that were like AI generated of like, this is the concept. So I was like, I hope these are fucking real. I hope I'm not just about to pay these people this money for stuff that they're just using AI to send to me. But no, it was all legit. And the file size was huge, and it was like, that was an issue. But we all got it worked out. And yeah, we started recording because we were talking about the amount of money that we'd sunk into this so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know the base was like maybe 200.
Mm-hmm.
And the nameplates, like all the new like replacement nameplates to fill out for all the years prior to, and the new like title plate, that was like $110.
And you've told me before that the cost of doing those is like doubled basically in the 15 years that we've done this.
Yeah. Which, I mean, they're still not bad for each like new nameplate each year. It's like $6 or $7.
Yeah.
Versus when we started, they were like $3.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, once a year, I'm not mad at that at all. But having to do all of them at once, like it adds up pretty quick. And then I still gotta go buy some paints and stuff to paint it up, and the hardware to do the attachments.
Mm-hmm. And the time and patience to like do the painting, do the drilling.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, before it's said and done, this thing is gonna have costed probably $700 and a lot of hours.
Yeah.
But again, it's built to last for 15 years. So if you count dollar per year value for the trophy, so I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think this league has given us that much. And like we every Super Bowl we do the zoom in shot, and every time we do those we get the same like, this is the best league, this is the best league for people that commission leagues.
Right.
And yeah, it's given us that, and I think that the league has earned it.
Agreed. But yeah, real stoked on that trophy. Excited.
Super
for
stoked. Yeah, so
parts.
I've seen obviously the design of it throughout the stuff, but like this morning was the first time I saw it, and
yeah, the first physical print, the test print that we did.
you sent me a somewhat blurry photo yesterday. You sent me a photo early in the morning when it was like being printed, and then the finished job, and the finished job is like a cool photo. It's like a little bit fuzzy or whatever, but it makes it kind of look
Right.
And I was like, this looks great. This pleases me, I think I said.
Yes.
And yeah, super happy about that.
So I'm feeling confident we can get it delivered in 2 weeks. At this point, we have pretty much everything we need. I have I have to buy paint and some hardware, but that's just a trip to Lowe's. But then otherwise, just got to print out the final version of the topper and then be able to knock the rest of it out. So, very excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
I might even see about being a part of getting it to Tony with you this time. Just because I kind of want to be there for the unveiling of the new trophy.
So you want to go in person?
I mean, possibly. I mean, he lives in, I guess, the Woodlands.
Yeah.
So maybe we could figure out maybe like a meet halfway situation one day, or just drive all the way out there, go to the Woodlands, get some James Cody Island.
I bet we could meet halfway in Brenham.
Yeah.
Especially if it was in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Very fun stuff.
What else is going on?
You got this thing.
Oh, yeah.
This is the first thing that caught my eye when I walked in.
Instagram got me on that one. So there was an Instagram ad for this guy who does like paintings of scenes from movies or just silly paintings. And he actually had like an actual bigger, the original hand painting that he did of that. But it was already sold. But he had prints of it that he was selling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I have to have that. And for the listener, it's a very silly like print of a painting of a scene from Too Fast, Too Furious. Very famous scene where Paul Walker's character Brian says to Tyrese's character, "Forget about it, cuh." And that's the cuh being cuz, cuz being short for cousin. A very silly line from the movie, but I saw it in the print. Like, I'm glad the actual painting was sold because I very well could have bought it, and it was like $420. And I like, but whatever. That was only like $15.
That's so funny. You said Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Ash similarly. I've never like never been on. Well, like I can't. I've clicked links to go to Instagram, but I've never like lived in Instagram, like scrolled through Instagram or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Ashley similarly says that it is the most effective sales platform, especially in that specific. I wouldn't see this anywhere else. I gotta have it.
I mean, that's very, very true. Like, I don't know how I would have found something like this anywhere else. And it also does a good job of like getting hyper specific to the things you like and showing you things like. I'm pretty sure that's where I found my plane tags originally.
Nice, yeah, exactly.
And I definitely do like kind of scroll Instagram a bit, but I'm not a ton. But I've recently like got it, like tried to like get it to show me more stuff that I want to see. Like I figured out how to get it to show me a bunch of Fast and Furious stuff.
Nice.
And I've been sending you those silly AI videos of like one scene from Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
And they just keep changing it, and it just gets more ridiculous and silly every time.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really good. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff on Instagram.
I think it's the happy people platform because like
Oh, for sure.
Twitter left to its own devices is a psyop, but you can also train it like you can just follow people that you want to follow and then just look at those people.
Mm-hmm.
But then also you can sort of train it on the For You, but it is definitely skewed and like meant to drive you to angry places.
Yeah, 100%. And that was the whole, like, I had never gotten onto Instagram really until I cut out like Reddit and other just normal news.
Mm-hmm.
Because I needed something still to like do on my phone, but I wanted something way less depressing.
Yeah.
Which is why I went to Instagram. And now all I see is football stuff and car stuff and Fast and Furious stuff and some other sports stuff, and then a few friends that I'm actually know. I'll see stuff like I see Abby's stuff sometimes.
Nice.
And Sarah will put stuff up there sometimes.
Yeah, see, I might need to get into that because I am on Facebook, and I'll probably never leave Facebook because of the community of folks that I've been talking to on there, like some since college that I've never met in person.
Right.
And, like, I don't know why that's so meaningful to me, but it's like, this is what social media was supposed to be about. It's like, you can make friends that you never meet, and you can just talk about, shoot the shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I guess other people treat it differently, but yeah, it drives me crazy sometimes too, because also those spaces that I found those people in, and like mostly talk about politics, just as a beacon to trolls and dumb people, and I'd say every year there's like a new person that gets added to the fold. We've got all these like messenger groups of strings of those people in like different contexts and on different topics and subjects, whatever. So it's like very much I'll probably never leave Facebook, but it is sometimes also just infuriating because it is like access to everybody, and like maybe some of them are bots, maybe some of them are trolls, but for the most part I think like just interfacing with too many earnestly stupid people.
Yeah.
And then Twitter is great specifically at current events, like something just happened.
Yeah.
And you can go to that media tab and, like, I presume in the next 24 hours, I'm going to be in there, like, typing Iran and seeing, like, bombs being dropped on Iran.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, when the Ukraine war kicked off, or, like, any sort of thing that is happening, you can go to the media tab, type it in there, and you're, like, seeing people's cell phone footage. I don't know any platform that's as good at that as Twitter is.
You can know things basically as they happen because of Twitter. Everything else takes longer to disseminate the information, but Twitter shows you real time what's going on.
Yeah. And I feel terrible about it, but I had a Twitter account in 2010 maybe, but I never used it. Like, I really only got it because Jeremy was like, this is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that account sat dormant until after Elon Musk bought the platform, and I'd known other people that were like, I only do Twitter, and a lot of people like loved Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And then my understanding is, like, the golden age passed, and then Elon bought it and just turned it into, like, again, what I call a confirmation bias machine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm, like, post golden age, never experienced the golden age of Twitter. And to me, mostly it's just like, this is a bad place. But I can still follow the people that, in the same way that I'm probably never going to leave Facebook, they're probably never going to leave Twitter, and then just on there fighting the good fight with just, like... You can, like, the organic stuff is people that, like heart, whatever it is. But then just the comments are full of just, like, bots and trolls, and the algorithm, by default, is set to sort comments by relevance. And that's where you can tell, like, oh, there's a game being played here, because it's... The comments that rise to the top are only ever in one direction, and it's people whose accounts are, like, months old.
Yep.
And then if you sort it, the replies by likes, so people that see it and are like, that's a good point, and like it, then it's always like, oh, this is way more, like, normal, and, like, what I would expect to see. But that's not how the powers that be want your comments to look like, or want the viewer to see comments to look like by default. And that's frustrating. I think that's telling and indicative of what's going on.
Yeah.
Social media.
But Instagram.
But Instagram seems to be the happy place. And so, like, Abby and Sarah, they're never on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get my Abby and Sarah news through you and through Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so get on there. Plus, it'll make it a lot easier for me to share stuff with you, because there's a lot of stuff I don't share with you just because I know you're not actively, like, in Instagram. So, like, if I find an Instagram thing I feel like I have to share with you, like, I'll copy a link and then just send you the link of it rather than shooting it to you in Twitter or in Instagram.
Yeah. It's kind of where Twitter was for me for, like, a decade plus of, yeah, the account exists. Jeremy followed me, or I followed Jeremy, and I had, like, one follower. Similarly, I follow Ashley. Like, and I think that I have, but I'm not keeping track of, like, who's following me on Instagram. I don't know why they are following me on Instagram, because I've never posted anything on Instagram. But I'm certain that there's, like, a long list of friend requests or connection requests or whatever they're called that I haven't looked at.
Yeah, I have 35 followers on Instagram, and I have posted one thing, and it was a picture of a pumpkin carving I did.
Nice.
The puppy face.
Nice.
Pumpkin carving. I was really proud of that. But yeah, get on there. It's the happy place for sure. But yeah. Oh, back to the painting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that, it did give me an idea, and I might execute this on my own at some point. I told Ash about it when I saw her this week. Like, if I don't have any other, like, ideas for gifts for me in the future or something, but I want to commission somebody, like, on Fiverr or something to paint a painting of The Last Supper, but it's just Fast and Furious characters with Dom being, like, the Jesus character in the middle.
Nice.
His arms, like, spread out like this. Like,
Does it not exist already?
I looked all over the internet and I couldn't find it.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay.
And then I had AI just produce an image just so I could get a look at it, but I would never, like, print out that image and then hang it on a wall. Like
Mm-hmm.
it'd be something I'd actually want to commission an actual artist to paint for me.
I would say don't go to Fiverr. I would say here in the Austin area, there's somebody that would do that for you and do a great job.
No, I agree, but from what I was looking at online, like if Fiverr, just kind of trying to price out what it would cost, like minimum 200, possibly like double.
Yeah, but like,
But that's gonna be hours of work
yeah, there's
by a skilled person.
when we go to the Blue Genie Art Bazaar, all of those paintings are so expensive, you know.
Yeah, and it's all just because of time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. I just think that'd be a pretty sweet painting. Like,
Yeah. That's a pretty. Now you got me thinking. Because there's a lot of people that can like look at an image and like do a painting of an image with like really great, like facsimile or really great copying.
I mean, that's what this was originally. Like that's a screenshot from the movie. Like you can pull it up on the movie, that exact frame, and they just like looked at the frame and then on a canvas with like oil paints or whatever kinds of paints that they recreated it.
I'm a sucker for paintings. In our house, like on our mantle, you know this. Like we've had Danny Glover or Donald Glover?
Donald.
Donald.
Danny's the old one.
Right. Even though Danny is okay. We've had the Donald Glover painting on our mantle since we moved in, like over 5 years ago. But then we also have upstairs in our loft like a bunch of paintings from my grandma's mom, who actually apparently painted either a mural or several paintings inside a bank in Lockhart. Like, she has talent, like her paintings, like our family covets, and they've like gone all over the place basically, and like our family. And I've got a bunch of them and love them. And then one time Ash had a art show at Aveda where it was kids from, I want to say kids from the school of the deaf and blind, but then that's weird to have a painting competition from there. It may have been like the girls' school, but some school, and they were auctioning paintings, and we got one, and it's in our office, and it's like a small thing, but it's these two koi fish, and it looks great. And I walk by it every day that I work, and I'm always grateful that she got that.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then it's not a painting, but when I was deployed, Ash sent me a stencil, like not a painting, but a drawing that she did of a photo of Cartman when he was so young he still had a pink nose.
Yeah.
And that's also one of my cherished things that I also have in the office and look at every day.
Here is the AI rendition it did for me.
I mean, that's pretty fabulous.
So if you actually got an actual artist who could correctly put the right characters in there and they not be like AI guesses at them, I think that'd be a pretty great.
Left side looks pretty strong.
Yeah, the left side's very strong. The right,
Looks like it kind of repeated Dom.
well, I mean, one of them kind of looks like, or it looks like Jason Statham times two. And then it has that new Brazilian chick, or the newer one, and then some other chick that I don't really would recognize. But I want it to be like the original movie cast. So like this, well, maybe with a couple ads, like add Tyrese, but like Letty, Vince, Johnny Tran, Jesse, Mia. Maybe put Tyrese.
Luda?
Yeah, and Luda in there as well. Like, how many people are in that original painting? I remember, is it 9? Is it?
It's 12 apostles.
12.
Jesus.
I couldn't remember if it was 8 or 12.
And watch it be like 9 apostles.
Yeah, like.
My mom was like, "Damn it, Nathan."
People.
It was 12. Of course, it was 12. That's what I said.
So 12 plus Jesus?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's Dom,
Here we go.
Letty, Mia, Brian, Jesse, Vince, I always forget Tyrese's character's name.
But you can just say Tyrese.
Yeah, I know. Ludacris, Jason Statham, Jason Momoa, The Rock,
Well, Momoa is not a good girl.
Johnny Tran. I mean, I just want the characters. Like, there's a Judas in the Last
There is
Supper,
a Judas,
so
but he's not. Okay.
and then just one more.
Let's throw his kid in.
One of the new chick.
The new Brazilian chick.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's 13. I mean, that'd be really cool. They'd have it set in that setting, but then maybe back off in the distance in the corner. There's like a charger.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm after talking this through even more, I'm even more excited for it. So I got to figure out how much it'll cost, and if I can pay with a credit card and pay over time, because I don't want to drop $500.
I was gonna say it'll be less than $500 while you'll do it.
I don't know. That's just another silly thing. I'm just a silly goose.
No, I feel you. I could probably end up doing the same thing.
But just since we're talking about silly things and also silly things regarding to Fast and Furious, I don't think I brought it up last time. I think I was thinking about it, but I wanted to tell Ash first.
Mm-hmm.
But just to check, do you ever recall me telling you about my origin story with the Fast and Furious? Like what really sparked my love for it?
Maybe if you start talking about it, I remember.
So I first got introduced to the Fast and Furious. The original movie came out in 2001. So I'm thinking it was either 2002 or 2003. I was really, really sick. Like, I was out of school for days. I remember the only thing I remember about it, though, besides just being really sick, is like my throat was just ripped apart, like hurt so bad. And I remember my mom at one point, she went to Best Buy to go get me something to just help take my mind off of being sick. She got me a Batman type of comic book, and she got me the original Fast and Furious. It was never on my radar as a movie. I never thought about it, didn't even know it existed. She just went there, decided, oh, I think Kelly might like that. She got it for me, brought it back to me to make me feel better, and I probably watched it like 5 times while being sick. And so now when I think about it, like, that movie was given to me to make me feel better by my mom.
Mm-hmm.
So now anything relating to it, I feel is a gift from my mom to make me feel better. So that's why I love the Fast and Furious as much as I do. And it's not just because I love really bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do. But still.
Well, you know why I like it so much?
Why?
Family.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, too. And that was a big part of it. And she didn't even know what she was getting me, but I was like, that made so much sense. Like, the family bond I had with her and just, like, the feels between that and it just being conveyed through that movie with horsepower and cars. It was just really awesome. So, that's my origin story. So, it gives you a little bit of an idea more of why it's so much of a thing for me.
Yes.
But that also reminded me of something else I wanted to bring up that we were kind of chatting about yesterday. About the fact that I like a lot of, like, just bad media. Just because it hits me in a way that I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You were asking me questions about Yellowstone yesterday.
Yeah.
And I really feel like this might be a situation where, like, me saying it's a good show, like, you can't really, like, I've cried wolf too many times on things because I just like bad stuff too much.
Uh-huh.
Where you can't really believe me or trust me, but, like,
Uh-huh.
I really do think this is one of those shows that is a good show, like a legit good show that you would legit enjoy if you watched it.
I've watched probably 6 hours of it, a minute at a time, over the last 4 years. Through, like, reels and clips and all that. And it does appear to be good, but yeah, I was texting you because I saw something that must be from towards the end. And yeah, I was like, oh, shit. Because I know just a little bit about all these characters in the story. And seeing that part, I was like, I'm going to have to watch this. like biting down on my knuckles. Like, I gotta watch it.
But that also makes me really excited for you to watch it because I know it's a legit. Like, it's not like how I like
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy or like the movie Cutaway with a Baldwin brother. Like, just a horrible movie kind of situation. Like, no, this is like legit. Like, really good. But I also fully understand you can't take anything I say like to heart because I do just have a questionable judgment about other things.
Even the prequels. There's 2 or 3 prequels.
I think there's 3 now.
I've seen bits and pieces of the prequels and they look good too.
I thought, well, I know I had Jer watch the prequel set furthest back.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I had y'all watch it too when we watched together. Y'all watched it on your own.
No, we never watched it.
1883, I think it was called. Are you sure? Because it was like really good, but then.
I'm certain we haven't watched any Yellowstone property.
Okay. Well, then I won't say anything else about it. But I mean, 1883. It's a 1-season spinoff. There is not anymore. It's like 6, 7, or 8 episodes. Really, really, really good. Like, really good.
The actors, they got like Harrison Ford.
That's in 1923, which is the next one that I think they are still making seasons of. I've only seen the first season of that one. Really, really good. Like, those the whole Yellowstone universe is just, if you like westerny kind of stuff, like, it's chef's kiss. It's they did it as good as you can do it.
I like a lot of the frontier stuff, and I've never watched an episode of Yellowstone, but in catching the reels, I was getting the impression that it was very much like the consequences of like the frontier stuff that I'm into, that is like more like the 1880s and like into the frontier 1900, 1920. And but set in the current era of like property rights and like there are Native Americans in it, and that's a thing for me. Yeah. So I don't know if I should watch them in chronological order or the order that they came out, but I'm probably gonna watch them.
I mean, I'd probably say order that they came out is probably the best because
you don't have to explain. I get why you would want to do that.
I mean, like, I guess there's arguments for both, and it's been a while since I've watched any of it, but I do know that, like, after watching just Yellowstone and then going and watching 1883, there was a lot of, okay, this is
exactly, yeah.
This is where all this is coming from. Like, there's a really big thing in 1883 that, like, establishes the Native Americans. Like, there's a ton of Native Americans in 1883. Like, that's a big part of the story. And then, because that, I mean, I can give you the gist of 1883. It's basically...
Nah, no, please.
No, I don't think this is a spoiler at all.
Okay,
It's just the general, like, what's happening. It's the original Dutton family, which is, like, the main family in Yellowstone, back in 1880, is, move out from, like, the Tennessee area, and then they decide they want to go into the frontier, into the West, and, like, start a new life and everything. And, like...
Of course, Tennessee. Of course.
Then they go to, like, Fort Worth to, like, stage for the big Oregon Trail trek out to the West. And then it's about the trek out West and everything that happens to get them to their area that they're then set up in the Yellowstone universe. And that's all I'll say about it.
All right.
But it's that whole frontier. Like, that is the frontier, the, like, group of, like, people from Europe and, like, immigrants and everything all trying to get out west to start the new life. Because that's what it was offering everybody. And, like, watching everybody try to get across the country on feet and in wagons and on horses. 10 out of 10.
Nice.
And the acting is... Like, in that one, that one has Tim McGraw and his wife, that other famous country singer.
I want to say Faith Hill.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
They are amazing actors. Like, incredible. And then, like...
Sam Elliott's in that too?
Sam Elliott's in there.
He's just always great.
And that's the role he was born for. Like, that old westerny grizzled guy.
I think he's got to play that role a few times, and he's like, by now, definitely...
Like...
razor sharp.
Like, I haven't had a show evoke so many emotions like that 1883 did for me. It's... Now I just don't have enough time. Like, there's not enough time to watch everything that I want to watch.
That's so true, yeah.
Like, to watch all of Yellowstone and then all of 1883 and 1923. And there's another spin-off or two that they have now as well that I haven't looked into at all, but the other ones are like more set in current times.
Yeah. Do you remember the Godfather 2 okay?
Ish.
Do you remember that it goes back and forth between the present and the past?
Mm-hmm.
That's why it makes sense to me to like watch them in the order that they were released because of that. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I like it. I'm into it. I think that's a good device.
Yeah.
Very
good.
You know, Ash and I love the audiobook for Lonesome Dove.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought of giving that a shot?
It's crossed my mind. Just hadn't gotten into it.
You like that Western and frontier stuff?
I'll read Lonesome Dove if you watch Yellowstone.
Deal. Yeah, deal. I can do that. Yeah, the frontier was a really big deal for me in college and like the papers that I wrote, and especially at TCU because that like Fort Worth vibe is so much of like Dallas is the east, Fort Worth is where the west begins.
Yeah.
And there was I used to be able to tell you who the author was and the exact name of it, but there was a important essay that came out in like 1901 that was about the end of the frontier, and it was like, for the first time, more people live in cities than not, and we have gone from the East Coast to the West Coast. And I think we were still going to add Alaska, we were still going to add Hawaii, there were still more things to add, but it was like, we need to start to reckon with what it means that we've run out of unexplored territory, because that is not a small, that at the time, that this is a hugely significant part of the American identity, that we're in the new world, that we're doing new stuff, and that we're moving into unexplored territory, even though there were people there, and that like other people had been there before, but like Manifest Destiny had basically like gone as far as it could. Like we're running to ocean now.
Yeah.
And like what does that mean for a people, and where is this going to go? Are we going to turn into Europe? Are we going to turn into all these things that we fled and that we always wanted to say we were different from, that we're not an empire, that there will always be a place for people to restart or for people to go and grow.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when we don't have that anymore? And like the next 100 years, because you know that was like 2007, 2008 for me, so that was like 100 years ago, and it was like, wow, look at what happened. Because like 50 years after that, we had won World War II and we were the global hegemon, and that was not, people take for granted, for sure, like nowadays, like since the Cold War basically, that like the US is and should be the number one power, the world police, the number one economy, the number one everything. And prior to World War I, most people in the US were like, we want nothing to do with the rest of the world. We've got 2 oceans on either side. We don't have to be a part of like the religious wars that tore apart Europe for hundreds of years before that. We don't have to be a part of all these things like monarchy, and we're doing well. And the West has always been the height of that, of like individuality, individual freedom, because you didn't have as many like big cities and markets that were dependent on other big cities and markets, and then inevitably it dependent on the rest of the world and Europe and etc. And then we won 2 world wars, and it was like, yeah, We're world police. We're doing the Great Britain thing, but better. And surely we'll get it right this time. And arguably for a while we did, but now it's like, we're just, yeah.
I mean,
now we are where we are.
there's a pretty solid 15-year run there, maybe from like 45 to 60, where, I mean, other than racism and segregation and those things, we were doing pretty good. But then 60s, Vietnam, into 70s, and then 80s really is when I think the hard left turn happened, and it's just been all downhill ever since.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to see that, like, 2001 broke us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that's easy to see. It's presumably easy to see.
Well, no, it's, I mean, for people like us, it's easy to see, but for a lot of people, it is not.
There were some important, I want to say Cato, but some, like, very conservative think tank in 2000, or maybe early 2001, but before 9/11, writing white papers of the national debt is whatever it was then. I think, like, this is going to sound ridiculous, but like $3 trillion. We're this close to paying it off. Like, what should we do when we don't have a national debt? And now we have, I want to say 32 trillion, but I would not be shocked if it was $36 trillion now. And that's just from like 2 decades of war, not like raising taxes as if we were at war. And just all this spending. But, yeah, then it was, yeah, global war on terror, just everything kind of, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Was not like, don't be afraid. It was, don't give up freedom over fear.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people made a lot of bad decisions on that pressure and that fear.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's why the frontier has always been a big deal for me. Because, like, since college, it was like, the U.S. was one thing, and then we ran out of frontier, and some people thought it would drive us a little crazy. And it kind of did. Kind of sort of did. We just ran out of places for, like, you can still go to Alaska.
Yeah.
If you're like, I'm just going to start over.
But there's nowhere you can go where you can, like, live comfortably. Like, Alaska, you'll freeze to death.
Yeah.
And, like, Canada, there's a bunch of Canada where there's a bunch of nothing up there. But there's not going to be anything there until global warming gets us warm enough to where, like, we can start moving up there. Otherwise, it's just like a tundra. But yeah, there's nowhere, like, habitable that's anywhere in the world that's just new. We've gotten to everywhere.
Yeah. You used to be able to literally squat on land, and then if you, like, improved it at all, then it was like, all right, well, it's yours, I guess.
Yeah, and the whole thing about the frontier, it was a land grab. It was like the government was like, hey, if you go out there and make it there, you can have free land. Because they just wanted people out there.
Yeah.
And that's why all these people did the big trek. And, like, that's, again, back to the show 1883. That's what that whole thing was about. It's just everybody's dream to just have their own land and just to be able to start new. But, man, the actual getting out to the West back in those days was just so hard.
Dude, I love talking about this. This comes up. So I listen to an American history lecture series, like, every year-ish. And when it talks about when we get to the Great Plains, people were driven mad by the lack of trees and were convinced that they had escaped, or that they were too far away from God. That they were just in these forever, as far as the eye can see, grassland, and that they had just, like, basically wandered into the ocean. And that, like, I'm too far away, God can't see me. And, like literally drove them mad.
Yeah.
And, like, they were living in, like, dirt houses, or, like, you would dig it into the ground, or dig it into the side of a hill, and that was, like, the best you could do for a house because there's no wood.
Right.
And just stories like that, where it's like, say that you do get out there, and you do find, like, a piece of land for yourself, and it's just a big flat piece of grass. Then the winter comes.
Yep.
And there is nothing to protect you from these howling, freezing winds. And say you do plant a crop, and you do make it 1 year. the next year and the next year. Like, if you make it 4 years, then maybe you stick. But most people are going to die.
Yeah.
Because you just can't... The animals can eat the grass, and it's very fertile soil, but just every winter just, like, cleans everything out. And then the tornadoes, and, like, sometimes fires. It's just, like, there's just no protection from anything either.
Yeah, like, I'm not even going to begin to say I've read into the whole frontier experience enough to speak anywhere near educated on it, but like the number of like people that actually made it all the way to the West Coast, I'd probably put it, I mean, I'd guess 1 in 50 that try. Like, it was just really hard. But then once they made it, could you imagine seeing those views after going through the Great Plains and like all that craziness to the most beautiful scenery that is to offer in the whole country now? Like, their little 1800s brains must have exploded when they saw that stuff.
Yeah.
Because there weren't pictures of it, like... There were maybe some artist renditions of it, but like just to actually see the scale of those mountains and the redwoods and the ocean and all of that stuff. Like, I can't even imagine how that would have felt after conquering the entire American frontier and making it, and then seeing the most beautiful thing. Like, you'd have to assume you died and you're in heaven. Like, that's just, I don't know.
I know we've pulled it up in here before, like in the last year, but there's an artist named Bierstadt. That's what he did. Like, he went out west and just painted all of these amazing, like, beautiful scenery, and then would go back east and sell them and be like, this is out there. Because people that were on the eastern seaboard were like, it's a big deal to go from Philadelphia to New York, and like their whole lives just spent like on the East Coast, and they're like, this is that way? I thought it ended like Appalachia. Like, well, no, just past Appalachia. A little bit past Appalachia? No, like past like a sea of grass, and then
and then a wall of mountain you have to get over.
Yeah.
And then a desert, and then you're there.
But that's why so many of the like Minnesota and Wisconsin, why so many of them are like Scandinavians and Nordic people, because they could live through the winter.
They knew how to do it.
Yeah, and they would just like arrive on the eastern seaboard, and they're like, how far west can we go? I'm like, you don't want to do that. Like, people don't make it through the winter. I'm like, I think we can do it. And they suffered from the no wood thing, but they at least were like, yeah, we've seen cold before.
There's wood in Minnesota, and
you have to go through a lot of stuff to get there, though. But yeah, you're right. I mean, around the lakes is different than like Nebraska.
Yeah, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, that whole thing.
Yeah,
but like, again, going back to 1883 and some like the research I did because of that show, like a big staging point for going out west. I mean, it was either like Missouri or it was like Texas, and those were your like basically as far as the trains could get you before you had to get off the trains and start using wagons and stuff. So like 1883 focused on people going from Fort Worth, so that you saw them going through Oklahoma and Kansas and like northwest up until you get to around like Montana, and then start hanging a left.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thinking about this, it reminds me of something like, at some point I want to do like, again, I never try to do it how they did it, but just like a road trip to like drive and see like the scenery, because the scenery itself, other than like what man has put there, is still basically what they would have seen in the late 1800s trying to go out. So I'd like to like do that, see that whole progression of the landscape from Missouri. I wouldn't want to start in Texas, that would be just too gross, but like Missouri across, like do kind of the Oregon Trail, but like by driving.
When you said that they started out in Tennessee, I said of course, because like so many like that's Andrew Jackson, that's a lot of Texas history is based in Tennessee and people who came from Tennessee. Doing similarly, where the Mexicans were like, we got all this Texas and there's nobody there, anybody come here and settle it. And you'll be like sort of Mexican citizens or like subjects, but just please settle this in. And Tennessee was like, bet.
Yeah. I don't know. Now I want a cowboy hat.
I feel you. The, who's that couple that did the Dolly Parton, and I forget how many of these videos I watched or I sent to you, or I just watched by myself, but the black couple that's listening to music for the first time.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I couldn't tell you who they were.
I saw them do Reba Fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. And Dolly Parton working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, they break out their cowboy hats.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll watch Yellowstone. You'll listen to Lonesome Dove.
That'll be good times.
Yeah.
And I'll probably just watch Yellowstone on my own with you whenever you do decide to do it, just so I can we can chat about it.
It's gonna take forever. The only time I can imagine doing it is like Tuesdays and Thursdays while Ash is working.
Ash needs to watch it too. She'll like it too.
Oh yeah, there's no chance that I'll be watching it with Ash, dude. When you guys talk about like binging shows, like Ash and I get to watch like 90 minutes of TV on Monday through Friday, basically, or Monday through Thursday. Friday we can mix it up, but then we have like there's certain flavors of show that are like eating with dinner, and then there's certain flavors of the show that are like while we're playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
And Yellowstone would definitely be a dinner show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too dramatic. Like we don't tend to watch dramatic shows.
I don't either. I actively stay away from them, but just because it has the Western vibes in it,
Mm-hmm.
I make exceptions every once in a while.
It would just be me watching, basically.
I mean, understood. I mean, one of y'all watching it's better than none of y'all.
But I was gonna say, even like that's my big window to watch stuff is when Ash doesn't get home till like 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been filling that time playing pickleball.
Yeah. It's not enough time.
Not enough
I'm
time.
ready to retire. I have all the time.
This has been a great show.
Yeah, this has been a fun one.
We still got time? How much?
I mean, we should probably start thinking about wrapping up because the next part of my day here starts. It's supposed to start in about 10 minutes, but I might be a little late now. But I'm going from here to see my brother, and we're gonna go get lunch and hang out a little bit. And then I'm gonna come back here, and I think Jerry and I are gonna go wash our cars.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna come back and probably put down the primer coat on the test topper. And then might watch Back to the Future and build my Back to the Future car while watching Back to the Future.
Nice.
And then probably finish the day up with some Olympics because it's the last weekend of the Olympics, so we gotta get it in as much as possible.
I was hoping we could talk about the Olympics a little. Definitely the figure skating went better than anybody could have imagined. And hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Is the men's hockey over yet?
No.
Sweet. Women's hockey?
Yeah, dominant. But yeah, I got a pretty busy rest of my day here. So I should probably get going on that.
Alright. Well, thanks for getting the trophy printed. Props to JB Jer Bear on that.
Big props. But yeah, alright, if you made it all the way to the end, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tell your friends. On the road to 30 subscribers. We love you. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next time.
Love you guys. Bye.